So Rebecca, thank you for joining us, and hello from Ho Chi Minh City, and I believe you are in Perth at the moment.
I am Phoebe. Good morning, good afternoon, everybody. It's a real pleasure to be here today from Perth. I'm in the Austrade offices in the city. Xin chào quý vị, and ciao em, Phoebe. It's so lovely to see you today.
Ciao Chi. So Rebecca, I'm curious, you've been to a lot of places, you've actually, connected with Vietnam in the early 2000s, and now you're connecting with it again in the middle of the pandemic. What's your journey with Vietnam like? Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Phoebe, it's been a great journey. I've had a long-standing engagement and affection with Vietnam. I did a scholarship program with the Australian government, which was a marketing project with the Ministry of Education and Training, and it was at that time I had a real experience of learning how important education and training is to Vietnamese people, and it was just, I was so well embraced and loved by the people I worked with, and it was a real pivotal time in 2000. My first exposure to government and also working with education and training and industry. So ever since then, I've come back and forth to Vietnam over many, many years, and then had the opportunity to compete and win this position, to work with my colleagues in Austrade Vietnam, and work with particularly the education and training sector, which is really close to my heart because it is so important to help people move through their journey of life through learning. So I'm so happy to be back and very, very lucky.
Can you tell us a little bit about your education, your bachelor's, and then your journey to your master's programs?
Yeah, well, I guess it also comes down from the support of my family. Both my parents, and particularly my father, wanted to make sure all three of his daughters was educated enough to be self-sufficient and to be independent. So that is actually the core as to why I've studied. And I'm in my 50s now, and I actually did my bachelor's degree not long after I left high school, but a lot of it was academic. It was fabulous learning, it was wonderful fun with the community of education and students, but I also found that I needed to work throughout that period of study because I needed to apply the learning, otherwise it was really just words on paper. So when I went back and did my Master of Business in Tourism Development, I chose that as a mature age student after many years of working, and then things made sense because I could apply, and then I knew that this would help me with my next job. So it was very much two stories, so two degrees, but quite a lot of time in between, well, a few years in between, but filled with work experience, which is absolutely crucial to bookend any study with practical experience.